What's up, y'all? And welcome back to Dad Needs to Talk. I'm your host, Robert, and today we're gonna just do a little bit of catching up, as well as talking about the Fallout TV show. So, hope everybody out there is doing well. It is crazy as I look over here at my YouTube page that the last regular podcast episode I did was July 1st. So very fitting that the last day of the year, of the month, not year, will be July 31st. So, but I'll get to that in a second. So, as always, if this is your first time here, then welcome. But if you're a returning listener and or watcher, then welcome back. Y'all know here at Danny's to Talk, it's all about fatherhood and family, manga, anime, TV shows, movies, and some video games. So, it's been, I don't know, little weird. Like, so I'll get into all that. But, like I said, it's been a couple of weeks or since the beginning of the month since I did just like a regular episode. But, I found myself caught up in the whirlwind of Concord, an upcoming PlayStation game, which I'll talk about later in the show. And so I did some stuff surrounding that, and then I finally got back to trying to ramp back up my manga reviews and impressions and all that stuff with I did volumes 1 and 2 of Snowball Earth that y'all can go check out. But yeah, so like I said, I just been trying to just figure stuff out, figure myself out, figure life out, and just trying to get some stars realigned and back corrected. Because so last week was my 7th wedding anniversary, so I'll say it again, happy anniversary to my wife. And so, but during that time, during that week or whatever, it kind of just made me reflect on and shout out to Miss Cynthia, aka my work mom, because we talk and stuff all the time, and so I told her, I was like, well, we're trying to plan to go do something for our anniversary or whatever, but it's gonna kind of be up in the air depending on scheduling stuff, because I think last time I talked, my oldest son, we just got back from Ohio playing basketball, which the month before then, he got hurt, screw went into his leg, that whole story. Got better, we went to Ohio, played, came back, another injury, fractured his foot on the same leg or whatever, and stuff. So now, this past weekend, he's back to where he could play or whatever, and he played in a tournament here in Dallas, balled out and stuff. So, but because of the dates of the tournament or whatever, we were not able to do our anniversary plans and stuff. So because we were planning on going away for just a day or whatever, which was going to be like Wednesday or Thursday, because we assumed that the tournament was just going to be just Saturday, Sunday, and then we found out like last minute, like, oh no, the tournament is starting Thursday through Sunday. So we ended up not being able to do nothing, which it is what it is. We'll make that up. Eventually, like we did like some small stuff like here near the house and at the house, whatever. But as far as like our trip to get away, whatever, that's on the back burner for now, whatever. But back to my work mom, she said that because I talk about basically when the day comes many years from now, when hopefully my kids are older and out the house, or I'm down several kids, but when the time comes for me and my wife to enjoy our time again, because it's like, hey, we are truly giving our all for our family. Like, my wife has pretty much just like derailed and restructured her whole schedule and stuff because of the way that I've mentioned before. my job and stuff is secure enough to where she's able to kind of do more, flexible stuff like being a substitute teacher and coaching and uh, Amazon Flex and little jobs like that and stuff. So so that she has uh, freedom to be flexible with her schedule and stuff to work around the kids' schedules and all that stuff, whatever. And so that's kind of how we operate. But when the day comes, hopefully, and we're not having to do all the extra running around, all the extra driving, practices, and this and that or whatever, when it is time to reclaim our time, we will enjoy it. So it's like, it sucks that, like, yeah, we're, having to put off doing things for our anniversary and stuff like that. Heck, I don't even think we even ever actually did a true honeymoon. Now that I think about it, because she was pregnant with Vash when we got married, so we couldn't really go and do nothing at the time, and then it's just been, insanity since then. So, but anyway, sorry, yeah, so I just had to kind of just say that or whatever. But yeah, but like I said, just trying to course correct, get things back in order, because we're now about 2 and some change weeks away from school starting back on like middle of August for us. And so, a couple of my kids that have been away with respective family and stuff, they're about to start coming back starting this weekend or whatever, and then the week after or whatever. And so yeah, we're gonna have to get back in the full swing of things or whatever. So so who knows how busy and stuff things are going to get with that, because we also don't know what the schedules are going to be for, especially for the older ones, becoming ninth graders and stuff, and how those schedules and stuff are going to be. So anyway, point is, lots of stuff ramping up and oncoming and stuff. So that's kind of where we are headspace wise, and I'm trying to do certain things to try to, make sure I'm taking care of myself physically or whatever, because I've had some slight health concern stuff here and there, kind of like trying to bubble up or whatever, and I'm trying to stay ahead of it or whatever. But it's like I'm trying to do better about certain, eating habits and exercise and all those different things. And things. So just because it's like, man, like there's been a lot of life stuff going on in the background that's been causing a lot of stress on me and my wife and stuff. So that we're trying to maintain and keep in order and stuff. So it's been physically draining in some, and mentally especially draining in some senses or whatever. So which is why we're trying to also make sure that even just like small stuff, like my wife has gotten back into playing a prop hunt on Call of Duty and stuff. So that's kind of like her way to kind of unwind at the end of the night and stuff before she goes to bed. And then, me, I'm trying to do stuff like that too, where I'm trying to play my games and, or watching shows or reading manga, which I'll have plenty of that to talk about later in the show as well, as you'll see from the timestamps and stuff. But yeah, so just trying to do little stuff like that. Another thing also is I've been going through and trying to really comb through and tighten up like the small things, especially like with like subscriptions and stuff, because that's been like a big thing to where, and I kind of would encourage some of y'all out there to do this as well, to kind of like look through some of like your subscriptions and certain bills and stuff, whatever like that, and see what might either can be removed or adjusted and stuff like that. Because like prime example, we've had 2 things on our phone bill for 4 or 5 years, devices that we have not used in 4 or 5 years. Now it goes back to, like I said, some of these subscriptions where it's like, oh, it's only $5, $10, $20, but then it's like, okay, well, that 5, 10, 20 every month, 12 months a year times 4 or 5 years, that's a lot of money that I could have been using somewhere else and stuff. So it's like on the phone bill. So We had my wife had an Android watch. She hasn't had an Android phone since probably 2020. So that's money we're paying on that. Ain't even been using the device. Same thing with I had a tablet that I got from my sister many years ago, whatever. Well, my sister passed away 4 years ago, coming up on 4 years. Once again, paying on something that has not been in use for multiple years, and even like I said, just like going through other little stuff of like certain subscriptions and like adjusting some stuff because like I've had like the middle tier of Crunchyroll subscription for a while, but that's going up and that's like 11-12 bucks now, whatever. And so I really went through and I looked. I was like, okay, what am I getting for what I'm paying for? And it's like, okay, being able to download episodes and stuff offline, I'm like, okay, that's cool if I'm maybe on a trip, but I'm like 9 times out of 10, I'm somewhere either with good service or I'm here at the house. I don't need that feature. And then the other thing is being able to, I think, stream on like 4 devices simultaneously, which once again is cool, but the only other person in the house that really uses that is my middle son, Andre, who is the one I talk about, something that's also big into anime. He's not even here. He's been gone to his grandma's for almost 2 months now. So I've been paying this extra money on something that's not even like really being fully utilized. So I dropped that down to the basic tier or whatever, which is fine. And yeah, just little stuff like that to where it's like little things I'm subscribed to or whatever, and it's like I'm either not even fully utilizing this, so I need to either like drop it down to a lower tier or fully cancel some things. And like I said, it's like just like trying to figure out, okay, it's like you look on paper, like, hey, this is how much money I make and bring in each month, and then you look at how much money is leaving your account every month, and it's like, hold on, something ain't adding up. It's like there's too much money. Things ain't balancing out right, man. So yeah, so it's just little stuff like that. It's like, okay, stop ignoring it or being like, oh crap, well, another month passed by, up that $5 on that subscription thing. I thought I forgot to cancel whatever it was. Like, well, you keep letting it build up months and months and months for years and years and years, and it's like, yo, I need my money back. But yeah, so like I said, little stuff like that and stuff. So but yeah, so going on from that, we're of course in Olympics season, and so as somebody who obviously I did sports and stuff growing up, my wife did sports, we got kids in sports now, whatever. So of course we're ingrained in the sports and stuff, but I just love just seeing the level of competition and just seeing these people perform on the biggest stage in the world. And it's like I can only imagine the feelings of joy or the crushing feeling of defeat of winning or losing on that scale. Because like I've talked about before, whatever, it's like I still remember, seeing or just being aware at the time of knowing that I was playing my final basketball game my senior year in high school, and we were in the playoff game, and like we were getting trounced at this point, and it was just like, man, like being on the court during those like final minutes, and just like it's up 2 minutes left, a minute left, those final seconds counting, and then the buzzer going off, and then just knowing for myself realistically, like that's it. I'm not gonna go play ball in college or nothing else, whatever. Like that's it. And so it's just like knowing the potential journeys that these people went through to not only be the best in their town, not the best in their state, not the best in their region or their country, but no, you're one of the best on the whole planet of people. It's just something crazy to fathom. But like I said, I just enjoy the energy and stuff, and I love watching the clips and stuff on YouTube and stuff throughout the day of the different events, and then sharing that stuff with my wife and showing the kids different events and stuff like that. But yeah, so it's just a great time to be a fan of sports, and I definitely want to say, like, man, shout out to Snoop Dogg. Like, just seeing him get to be the torchbearer for the Olympics, and then seeing all these different little activities that he's doing. Like, I opened up on YouTube and a recommended video popped up, and it was like Snoop Dogg and Michael Phelps swimming. I'm like, sure, hey, I'll watch a 5 minute or less, whatever it was, video about Snoop Dogg hanging out with Michael Phelps and swimming and stuff, whatever. So, but yeah, man, it's just a fun time and just a fun event to just watch and stuff. So, and see legends be created in the moment and stuff. So I freaking watched a fencing match where this lady, I believe she was from Hong Kong, came back like she was getting beat, and then she came back, tied it up, and then won in a sudden death overtime. And it's just like sports that I don't even have any history or care for, whatever. It's still just cool to admire and acknowledge the moments and stuff. So, but yeah. So that's, like I said, more or less it for us. Like I said, just kind of just living life, doing what we can day to day, and just kind of getting ready to ramp things up. Getting ready to go back to school and stuff. So, and just trying to get life and stuff in order. Like I said, going back to this subscription thing, man, it's like, okay, let's plug up all the holes of, okay, where are we leaking money, and then getting that tightened up or whatever and straightened out, and then now, okay, let's try to get back on course, whatever. So, and of course, August this year is the best time to do that, because this is which something I've like become more aware of over the last year or whatever, last couple of years. Is like, oh, there is typically 2 months out of the year. Of course, speaking for me as somebody that gets paid every 2 weeks, there's 2 months out of a year that has 3 weeks, which means you get 3 paychecks. And hey, August, the way the dates lined up, August has 3 paydays or whatever. So I'm like, okay, cool. Stars align. Let's get this figured out and sorted out and try to get stuff back on track, whatever. So, but anyway, enough about that. Let's transition over to talking about a couple of games. So, give me just a second. I'll be right back. Okay, so like I mentioned, so game-wise, so I've kind of got a chance to like really like dabble into a handful of different things over this past month or whatever. So like I said, the one that got the most of my attention was Concord, which I'm not going to waste a bunch of time talking about it here, because I've done like 2 or 3 videos and discussions and stuff about it or whatever. So, but like I said, Concord is the 5v5 multiplayer shooter coming from Fire Sprite Studios and PlayStation. That's coming out August 23rd. It's going to be on PS5 and PC. And like I already talked about before, but I'll just mention it here too, is this was a game that I had originally little to no interest in playing back when it was originally announced or whatever. But I'm glad that I gave the beta that they did 2 weekends worth of betas last couple of weeks, and I am so happy that I gave it a shot and I played it for myself, because man, that completely sold me on the game, and now I'm excited to hopefully be there day one to play it. So so Concord moved up my priority list high. Speaking of PlayStation stuff real quick, I also just got a shout out. So the new Astro Bot game is coming out at the beginning of September, and so with Concord, they also announced they're doing like a limited edition Concord controller, which I was like, ooh, that looks dope. If I had money to blow, I would buy it, but probably won't. But for Astro Bot, they also revealed a limited edition controller for that, and that controller looks so cute, and I'm like, man, I have to get this for Vash, for my son, because he loves Astro Bot so much. That was kind of like probably like one of his first like 3D platformer games that he ever played himself. I believe because Vash was 3 years old when the PS5 came out. He literally just turned 3 like a week before the PS5 came out, and along with Astro Bot. And so that's something that he's grown up with or whatever, and that's a game that we bond over all the time. And ever since he found out about the new one coming, like practically every day when I get home from work and I get free, we sit down, we hop on the game, we log in, we run around, have fun. And then there's a secret room in the game where they're like the little astrobots are, and they're like literally working on the next game. And there's a daily countdown timer above the door, and it's like super cute. So we go and look at it. Okay, 38 days left, 35, whatever, 40 days. But anyway, so yeah, so that's on my radar too. Um, we beat TMNT Shredder's Revenge. Me and Vash playing co-op on that. That was so fun. And I like how we kind of, even though I know like overall the game isn't super difficult or super long, but we kind of take it playing maybe like a level or two a day over the course of like a week or two, whatever, whenever time permitted. And so it was just kind of fun getting to share that experience with my son, and high-fiving each other like, oh, good job, daddy, or hey, help, and he helping me. And there's a couple times where I went down in a boss fight and he was like, I got it, daddy, and then he finish up and beat the boss and stuff. So that was definitely a fun game to play through and some fun memories to have as well. Looking through my list, some other stuff I kind of tried out. So Rise of the Ronin put out a demo for that, and so I didn't really get to play too much of the actual full game. I spent a good amount of time doing my creative characters or whatever. Got some fire looking characters, and then I ran around, played a little bit of it or whatever. Got a feel for it, but just wasn't really in the mood for it. But just wanted to put that out there, that there's a demo for that out. There's also a demo for what is it called? I think Secret of Mana, the new Mana game coming out. They just put out a demo for that. I don't really care about that series. I don't have any connection to it, but I think I still might download it and try it out just to see. But yeah, so there's a demo for that coming out. There was another game I also tried out. It was called like Selfloss. It's a like a very interesting game. I don't really know how to like really describe it, but basically you play as kind of like this like older man it seems like you're kind of going through like a limbo area in like the afterlife. I'm trying to remember. I think you're either trying to find somebody to bring them back or trying to make peace with somebody. I literally can't remember everything, but man, like the look and the vibes and like the music and stuff, whatever, like within a couple seconds of like playing the game, I was like, yo, this is a Robert game, as my wife calls it. This is a Robert game, and I'm gonna play this when it comes out. But yeah, it was like really dope playing the bit of the demo or whatever. So I don't know what our platforms it's gonna be on. I know the demo was on PS5, but yeah, it's just like a very kind of like serene game that like kind of deals with the afterlife and things like that, which you can kind of tell from the name of it. The name of it is Selfloss. But yeah, so that was one that I had tried out that like I said, just like immediately just like captivated my soul almost, and was interesting to play. So that's when I would, if you're into like certain like indie games of that nature or whatever, that would be one I would put on your radar. So a couple of other games I'll shout out as well, that I had tried out. Both of these next two are on Game Pass. So first up is this game called Dungeons of Hinterburg. And so basically you play as this young lady who's kind of like in a rut with her like work life and stuff, whatever. And so she goes to this town, village, whatever, that has all these dungeons. And so it's kind of like a vacation spot where people go and can become a adventurer and fight in these dungeons and stuff. And it seems like there's also like some like I don't know if it's like romance stuff, but like some like relationship potential building stuff in there. But I played through like a couple of dungeons and stuff, and kind of like got through maybe like a couple hours of it or whatever. And it was definitely like pretty interesting. I love the look and style of the game. So, but like I said, it's on Game Pass. So, like I said, Dungeons of Hinterburg. So, like I said, one that I'm interested in, kind of like I said, maybe following up again later on at another day and time. But I just wanted to kind of just sample it and see how it would play, whatever. And like I said, it was pretty interesting. Some of the movement and stuff, whatever, did feel a little stiff in some areas or whatever and stuff. So, but hopefully maybe they might kind of clean that up down the road or in time. But yeah, definitely wanted to shout that one out. This other game that is on Game Pass, and like I said, I think a lot of these are also like multi-platform and stuff as well. But Flintlock, The Siege of Dawn. So this game is kind of like, I guess they call it like a Souls light type of game where you play this lady that's like in like a military thing of some sort or whatever. And so I didn't really get like a really good grasp of like what the story and stuff of it was, but like I said, kind of Souls-ish a little bit, but I don't know. Those games can be kind of like hit or miss for me. But like I said, I just wanted to try it out or whatever, just to see how the gameplay and stuff felt. And it felt okay, but definitely was nothing I had like a big interest in, like getting too deep into right now. So, what was another one that I tried out? Ooh, uh, Kunitsu-Gami. Yeah, Kunitsu-Gami. Path of the Goddess. Yes. So, Kunitsu-Gami, Path of the Goddess. So, this game, it is on Game Pass, but there is also just a demo on other platforms and stuff as well. So, because I played the demo for it on PS5. And I guess it's like partial, kind of like a action slash kind of like a tower defense-esque management type of game, to where basically you have these different towns that you're going through and you're purifying the environment, you're purifying the people and stuff or whatever, and you're basically escorting this goddess from the start of the town through a path to a Torii gate where she can basically purify or whatever. And so basically so it has like a day-night cycle to where during the day you're going around purifying the city and stuff, and freeing the people and stuff, and then you basically give the people different roles and tasks and different jobs, like okay, they're a archer, they're an axe wielder, and different things like that, where you can place them around the environment to help defend the goddess as she is making her way through the town. And then there are boss fights and stuff like that. So, but it's definitely something very unique and very interesting. I love the look and the art style of the game. Definitely very captivating. But yeah, Kunitsu-Gami, Path of the Goddess. Like I said, all three of the last few games I talked about are all on Game Pass. But like I said, Kunitsu-Gami, very stylish, very beautiful type of game. Like I said, there's a demo out for it on both PS5 and I believe PC and stuff as well. So, but yeah, so definitely a very unique looking game. So yeah, so I'm trying to think. And the last one. So this last one is a game. Tales of Kenzera Zao. Now, this is a game that I've had downloaded since I think the game came out in like March or April. But I don't know, sometimes you're just not right in the right mood or headset or whatever for certain games. But I knew I wanted to check this game out because the and forgive me, I might butcher his name, but I believe his name is pronounced Abu Bakar Salim. So some of y'all might recognize him from a couple of things. So for one, he is the voice actor of Bayek from Assassin's Creed Origins, and more recently, he is also I believe his character's name is Alan in House of Dragons. The black guy that's bald headed in the show. Um, he basically created this studio and then created this game in honor of his father that had passed away in recent years. And so it's kind of told from like I can't remember like what specific culture it is, but it's like an African culture or whatever, and it's like very stylish. The look and gameplay of it kind of looks like the Ori games, and also kind of reminds me a little bit of the that Prince of Persia Lost Crown game that came out earlier this year. So kind of like a actiony. No, I don't know if I would say like a Metrovania, but it's kind of like it is very beautiful, very stylish, and so I kind of fell in love with it as I played. I played maybe like an hour and some change the other day, and it just really clicked with me the way, like so the way it looks and the way the gameplay and stuff feels, whatever. So, but yeah, Tales of Kenzera Zao, and shout out to them putting it on. It was on PS Plus, so that's another reason why I was able to kind of get my hands on it pretty early on and stuff too. So, but yeah, so your boy been sampling quite a few games over this last month or whatever. So like I said, I definitely just wanted to kind of just try out different stuff, whatever. So, and like I said, going back to Concord, because I'm trying to get into a regular rhythm with my gaming and stuff like that or whatever again. So that's a game that I look forward to, maybe trying to get back in my rotation of things. So though I was telling my wife a while ago, I was like, man, Concord kind of is derailing my game buying plans, because originally I was looking at my next big purchase being that Star Wars Outlaws game coming out at the end of August. But with Concord coming out a couple of weeks, like a week or so before, and then Astro Bot coming out like a week or so after, I'm like, Star Wars Outlaws might have to wait, which might be better for me in the long run, especially because of how fast we know Ubisoft games go on sale and stuff. So maybe me waiting, a few weeks or a month or whatever to pick it up, whatever, might be in my best interest. Both for my pockets and for my time and stuff. So, and plus my oldest son, he's turning 16 also beginning of September, and if nothing else, he don't be wanting much, but I know he wants the new NBA 2K, so I'm about to get him that and stuff, whatever. So that's gonna be a lot of money with that too. So, but anyway, so yeah. So shout out to all the games and stuff. Man, I still want to get back to playing freaking Stellar Blade at some point too, because I saw they also just did like a summer update event or whatever thing in the game, and I know they've been doing patches and stuff whatever in the game as well. So I'm like, man, lots of stuff I want to get to, but hey, I'll get to them in due time when time permits and stuff. So, but yeah, so that's it for gaming wise. Real quick, I want to just touch on very briefly, because I'll probably do like a more dedicated episode to this, like once we get midway through the season. But just wanted to shout out a few anime that I've still been keeping up with for the summer season so far. Okay, so I have several shows here listed on my quote-unquote watch list, but only a handful of them have been like, okay, hey, no matter what, I'm going to try to watch this every week. So, top of the list for me, and I got to say, shout out to Care the Pro, host of Chaotic Culture podcast, because he had the homies Polo and Tel from My Check Waifu podcast on the other day, and they were talking about, of course, anime and stuff, whatever. And Kid, I think, is the only person that I kind of know personally that is also watching this, and that is Code Geass Rose. Because, like, man, I have really been loving that show. Like I mentioned before, that show really made me remember why I enjoyed watching the original Code Geass back in the day. But yeah, this show has been super dope, super fun to watch. We are 6 episodes in so far. Episode 7 is coming out in a couple, like at the end of the week. And I also love that it is simul-dubbed. So getting to hear the dubbed voice actors, especially for some of the returning characters and stuff, like, hey, shout out to Lelouch and Johnny Young Bosch, the GOAT, aka my birthday buddy. But yeah, so that's been a joy to watch every week. The other thing has been Dahlia in Bloom, aka Magic Artisan Dahlia. That's been a very nice watch because, especially now, that show has now gotten past what I read in the manga, or I think after episode 5, it will then be past where I had gotten to in the manga, because I checked through my volumes I got here, whatever, and yeah, I had only read through maybe like part way of volume 2, so that'll be very exciting, getting to just kind of like get all fresh new stuff, whatever, with the anime. And speaking of which, No Longer Allowed in Another World has been another enjoyable watch for me this season. I just watched episode 4 earlier today, and that episode has also now officially gone past what I had read in the manga a year or so ago. So that's also very awesome, getting to be fresh on that show. I've still been keeping up with I Parry Everything. Wistoria has also been really cool and stuff to watch as well, which, side note and fun fact that I learned from another podcast yesterday, Wistoria was also created by the same author who created Dan Machi, which is also Is It Wrong to Pick Up Girls in a Dungeon anime. So I'm like, yo, that's pretty dope. That, same author and stuff, whatever, created this, whatever, and seems to have both series both going simultaneously, because I see the novels and stuff for Is It Wrong to Pick Up Girls in a Dungeon still coming out, while there's still also Wistoria stuff coming out. So shout out to them for doing both. Another one I've also been priority watching every week is Elusive Samurai. That's been a pretty interesting watch as well every week. And then aside from those, everything else has just been kind of like, I'll get to it when I get to it. Failure Frame is one that I continue to watch. It's kind of like junk food, where it's like, man, this is not that good visually, but some of like the plot for like the main character's revenge or whatever, I'm here for it. But I got even more frustrated at like the image quality of the show when the other night, or a few nights ago, I had went to Barnes and Noble just to walk around and look before they closed, and I was like, oh yeah, let me take a look at look at the manga for Failure Frame, and the art in the manga looks great, and I'm like, man, if only the anime got this treatment. But anywho, enough of that one. What's another one? Dungeon People, I'm a couple episodes behind, but that's still been an okay watch. Same thing with Quality Assurance in Another World. Not the best, but hey, it's simul-dub, so it makes it easy for me to just kind of watch when I'm unwinding, eating dinner Friday nights. A Journey Through Another World, Raising Kids While Adventuring. Just kind of mindless fun. Once again, simul-dub, so hey, I can just watch it, turn my brain off, just have some fun, just watching these kids beating up monsters. One that has been really good that I gotta catch up on these episodes for is Aya Sometimes Hides Her Feelings in Russian. This is a nice little slice of life show where basically the main character, he has a classmate who is secretly crushing on him, and so every time she's speaking in Russian, she is basically kind of like complimenting him and stuff. and but she doesn't know that he knows Russian, so she'll say something, and he'll kind of play it off me like, "What did you say?" She's like, "Oh, I called you a big dummy, or I called you a loser." But then she be secretly be like, "Man, why don't he pay me attention? Man, he looks so cute," and little stuff like that or whatever. So it's just like such a really fun show to watch. Um, and yeah, those are kind of like the main ones. I got here Yada Garasu from last season. I am 8 episodes behind, but it's gonna be 20 episode season, so I'm like trying to hold out as long as possible so I can maybe try to do like a big binge watch later on. I've been contemplating also starting Dead Demons because man, I'm hearing like really good things about the. I had heard good things about the manga back when that came out, and so I'm like, man, but that's also going to be 20 something episodes, and they still got a ways to go. So I'm trying to hold out on that, but that one is also simul-dub, so I'm like, it's very tempting for me and stuff. So, but yeah, but those are kind of like the main anime stuff I've been kind of keeping up with. So let's go ahead and transition over to manga. So, or I guess some anime thing I can say real quick to transition into manga is that they finally officially announced that Rooster Fighter is officially getting an anime soon. And so y'all know how much I talked about this series, you know, some time ago. But yeah, Rooster Fighter, pretty. I'm excited for this anime to come, and so hopefully they do it justice and stuff. So, but yeah, like I said, transitioning to talking about manga. So, as those of y'all watching the video version, I'm rocking my My Hero Academia hat because we are one chapter away from the finale of the series, and so, man, it's. I am definitely very interested to see how Horikoshi wraps this all up and stuff. So, hey, will it be set up for a sequel or something, or is this no? This is truly the end for myself, as is tradition with majority of shonen stuff. Cause hey, Naruto, Bleach, uh, Naruto, Bleach, Haikyuu, Promise Neverland, uh, some others of getting a finale time skip to showing the characters and the cast as adults and stuff, whatever. Dr. Stone. I hope that we get that with My Hero Academia. It doesn't have to be the whole chapter, but I do hope that we at least get a decent portion of seeing our cast. And I'm not asking for them to be, you know, in their 30s or 40s or something, or whatever, but even if it's just like a few years, just like early, mid 20s, whatever, it would be dope to see all these characters aged up a bit. Also to see maybe Eri as a teenager and stuff. I just want to see all these characters a little bit older. And I know a lot of people also are like, man, are we ever gonna see Deku's dad or whatever? And I kind of joked on Twitter the other day. I was like, we'll probably get one panel of some random guy overseas somewhere reading a newspaper and just being like, "Good job, son." So that's how I see that probably playing out. But yeah, I'm excited to see this weekend how this is all going to wrap up and stuff. So, but yeah, so finale for My Hero Academia is coming. Speaking of which, My Home Hero manga wrapped up, I think yesterday or today, because I saw a couple of people I follow, like Nox and Yato, both talking about it and stuff. So that's one. It's a couple of series that have finished in recent memory that I'm like, okay, I kind of want to circle back around and knock those out or whatever. So, and that's definitely one of them, because like I said, I really liked that part one. So that was like the first like 50-ish chapters, and so I definitely want to go through and catch up on it and see how the series progressed and how it finished and stuff. So but yeah, so that was very dope. I'm trying to think, there's some stuff on Manga Plus that I definitely want to shout out. So there was a new one that just came out today called No Name. So this series, basically the premise for it is that your name, what your name is, literally gives you powers. And so that is like it's like truly, you know, power in a person's name. Whoops. So that, and the other interesting thing about this too, whatever, is that this is a series that is from a overseas creator. So I don't know if they're here in the U.S. or somewhere else, but this was part of so Manga Plus a while back started, or Shueisha I should say, started doing this this kind of like creators program thing to where you can like submit like a one shot or whatever, and it gets put on like the Manga Plus app and stuff, and then I guess like the community or different, I can't remember how they measure it or whatever, but it has an opportunity, if it gets enough reception and stuff, whatever, to where that one shot will then get serialized in the full publication or whatever. So apparently this was one of those one shots from a while back, and so it finally is getting full serialization. So that's pretty dope to see. But yeah, I read they put out the first two chapters is kind of like one big upload. There was like 97 chapters, and I was like, yeah, immediately from the premise to the way it looks and the story and stuff like that, I was like, yeah, I am already in from jump. So yeah, so No Name is one. Shoot, what is the other one? Kind of newer one that I've been. I feel like it was another one on Manga Plus that I had checked out, but I am blanking on the name. No Name. I feel like it was a one shot. Okay, I remember now. It was called it, and it's in the creators section, Manga Plus creators section of Manga Plus. But it was called In the Name of God. That was the name of it, and it definitely somebody, or there was a Twitter post that caught my attention and put it on my radar, where somebody was like, Fujimoto's influence on the new generation. And yeah, you can definitely tell from the way the art and stuff looks on it or whatever. It definitely has kind of like, reminds you like a little bit of like Fujimoto's look from Chainsaw Man and stuff. So, but it was a interesting one shot read or whatever. Like I said, it's definitely, definitely has that kind of like Chainsaw Man look and vibe, and kind of I'll just tease, kind of has a moment of reminiscent of the Gun Devil from Chainsaw Man. If you know what I mean, then you probably have an idea of like, oh, X amount of just like something happens and there's like X amount of casualties. but yeah, so just wanted to shout out those couple of series. Like I said, I read Snowball Earth again recently, and then I've been also kind of browsing through different manga, some of which, some stuff I already have, because man, when I was at Barnes and Nobles, I looked at the blue period section again. Like, I was like, yo, I think volume 14 I think is about to come out, and I just kind of like glanced at some of the art or whatever of like 13 I think, because I think I got, okay, yeah, I got volume 11, but yeah, I was like, oh, look like some good stuff going on here. So I'm like, man, I gotta get to that at some point. But yeah, I was looking ahead on both NetGalley and Idleweiss at manga and stuff that are coming up. That I'm like, ooh, I might want to check this out. I might want to check that out. So, like I said, I'm trying to get things going back up, whatever, because I know it's been a lot of pretty interesting manga that I'm like, man, I want to talk about this at some point or whatever, but hey, life is happening or whatever, but hopefully y'all will be seeing some other series and stuff brought up and things discussed as, you know, the coming months and stuff ramp up and stuff. So, but yeah, so that's pretty much it for manga stuff. So I think I'm gonna wrap up things touching on just a little bit of the Fallout TV show. So give me just a second. Man, so the Fallout TV show, and I partially wish that my wife was able to join me to discuss this, but she's off to bed for work and stuff. But man, this show was so freaking dope, man. Like, and I think what also like proved that to me is that we had to wait 2 weeks to watch the finale, because I think I might have mentioned it last time I did a regular podcast episode, but we had started watching it because we finally had, I think it might have been when we came back from Ohio, we finally had a little pocket of time, because when we got back, it was 4th of July holiday and stuff, so things had kind of slowed down a lot and stuff. So, but we sat down, and one day I was like, hey, or actually no, my wife had asked me, because I think I was about to watch something else or do something, and then she finally was like, hey, you want to watch Fallout? And I was like, yeah, let's do it. And so I think we ended up watching, I think, like 2 episodes that first day, that first night. And then, because yeah, it was over the course of a weekend. That's what it was. So yeah, we watched a couple episodes then, and then we watched like a couple more. And then I think we had a little bit of a break. Then we watched like one more. And then it was like, okay, we got just the finale left or whatever. Because episode 7 was a cliffhanger. So like, yo, can't wait to get to this or whatever. And then life happened. Things started ramping back up, getting busy or whatever. And then here we are 2 weeks later. And then like literally over the weekend, it was like a couple of days to where I was like, hey, tonight, if we can, get busy, get home late. All right, let's try again tomorrow. Same thing happens. And it was like, okay, hey, we're free. It's early enough. We ain't got nothing to do. Let's try now. And so, man, we sat down the other night, watched that finale, and the whole time we were just like in awe at the reveals, at the twists, at the turns, and everything. It was just phenomenally done. Now, I'm not like a big Fallout lore person. I'm not the guy for those conversations, but as a person who is just a fan of video games, a fan of TV and stuff, whatever, this was definitely a great adaptation for that series, to where this would definitely be in those conversations of like, okay, hey, what are some shows or movies or whatever that you feel like really elevated or did well the source material? And obviously Last of Us is top of the list, and Cyberpunk Edge Runners and Arcane, and heck, honestly, I'll even say even to some extent Twisted Metal was pretty solid as well. And the Gran Turismo movie, that was a different thing, but you know, and they had the Mario movie, and so we've had the Sonic movies and stuff. So it's been more and more things showcasing of like, hey, when this stuff is given to the right people, the right studios, the right teams or whatever, and also when they have some of the original creators or people that worked on the games consulting or helping out or whatever, then that shows the extra level of care. Then you get something like this. And so, yeah, man, like my wife got way deeper into Fallout 4 than I did because she stole my copy. Because I'll never forget, this was holiday 2015 when Fallout 4 came out. I picked it up from my PS4 at the time and was playing it or whatever. And my wife was like, oh, that looks interesting. I want to try it. So she would play a little bit here and there. And then a little bit turned into, it pretty much became her game. And so, I think for Christmas, I had bought her a copy for her Xbox. And then she was more than happy. She ended up starting the game from scratch over there and played through it fully. And I think over the years she's played through that game like a handful of times. And heck, that's how I knew that the show was good, because while we were watching, I think we got maybe like a few episodes in, like she got the Fallout itch to where she wanted to play the game. And so, I've mentioned before how in our bedroom we have two TVs side by side. My TV with my PS5 and Switch hooked up, and then her TV with the Xbox and stuff hooked up to it. And so we were watching Fallout on my TV, and then she pulls up the chair, and then I hear the little button press, and I see the Fallout 4 logo. And so then she is legit running around playing Fallout 4 while we're still watching the show. But it was a fantastic watch, man. Like I said, I feel like even if you're not like a super big fan of the games or whatever, because like I said, I enjoy the bits and pieces. I played the games over the years, but I just enjoy a good show. And that's what this was. It was a good show. That had hints and nods to callbacks of stuff of the series, because for those of y'all who don't know, the Fallout TV show is canon to the story of the games, and it is the most present thing in the timeline. So it takes place after Fallout 4. But I know there are nuggets and Easter eggs and things mentioned from all the Fallout games, Fallouts 1 through 4, even New Vegas, and everything in between. So there are things and story points and plot details and stuff that are threads pulled and tied in and stuff, whatever, that is very cool to see. And they've already confirmed that there will be a season 2, so that's very exciting. And also knowing that Todd Howard and the Bethesda studio works closely on them with the story stuff to make sure that, hey, continuity wise, this lines up with everything, as well as to make sure that, okay, hey, there's going to be some certain things that we're planning on touching in Fallout 5 eventually. Okay, hey, don't do this or don't do that, or hey, it just this, so that basically everything stays in line continuity wise for whenever the time comes and they do get to the game in the years to come or whatever. So I found that very interesting and very fascinating that this is that tied in with things and stuff. So but yeah, man, just even like, obviously there are certain characters or names and stuff that are mentioned to where, hey, if you know the show or if you know the games, whatever, you're gonna know those names, whatever. Certain weapons and stuff used, even like from the stem packs and stuff, and just the attention to detail of, okay, hey, in my mind playing the game, if this was real life, this is how I kind of imagine it transitioning over. And they knock it out the park, and they use the certain music and themes and stuff, whatever, from the games for the show, and it all just flows so smoothly. And obviously they say like certain iconic lines, like the war never changes, from, I think that was back in Fallout 3 marketing and stuff. And even just getting a little bit more context for the world and kind of how certain things might have started and how things kind of played out. So it was kind of cool that this was insightful for not just me, somebody who's, you know, a loose observer of the series, but people that are like super heavy into the lore and stuff of the games and stuff. It's like very fascinating to like watching some of those conversations and stuff. So because like I've been watching Mr. Matty Plays on his I think it's called Retro Rewind, where he did like a full discussion of the series or whatever with his co-host Lockmore on it, and they go through episode by episode and kind of break down all that stuff, whatever. So it's very interesting getting that extra layer of detail and information and stuff on the show for, like I said, for things that I'm not aware of. But it was also cool seeing and hearing my wife light up with excitement as she was piecing together or pointing out certain Easter eggs or certain nuggets and things of that nature that she was seeing or remembering from the game and stuff. So, but yeah, man, it was all in all super fun, super dope watch, and I'm definitely looking forward to whenever they do season 2 and stuff like that, because yeah, this is one that if you're even the least bit interested, I recommend watching it and just giving it a fair shake, because like I said, like it was super good, it was super dope. So but yeah, so with that being said, I think that's gonna do it for this episode. Like I said, I kind of wanted to catch up on a bunch of things and wanted to just talk with y'all. Like I said, I enjoy doing these episodes and stuff. So, and like I said, I just need to kind of do this on a regular basis and regular cadence and stuff. So, but yeah, shout out to everybody out there. Shout out to everybody in the community. I know a lot of people were either at specifically at DreamCon in Austin this past weekend. Saw lots of awesome pictures and videos and stuff. So it looked like everybody had fun out there. It was also the same weekend where San Diego Comic-Con was happening. So there was a lot of movie news and TV show announcements and stuff. One of which, for myself, Silo season 2. Speaking of which, if you're a fan of the setting and stuff for Fallout, Silo is one I would definitely recommend. So we got a date. Silo season 2 is coming out mid-November of this year, so I'm excited for that, because we also got, I think, Severance is coming, I think, in January, I believe. So that's gonna be boom back to back for me. But of course, they talked about on the MCU side of, they're doing Doctor Doom, and that Robert Downey Jr. is coming back, but he's gonna be cast as Doctor Doom and stuff. So and speaking of Marvel stuff, hopefully, I really hope that this weekend I have a few bucks to spare, because me and my oldest son want to go and see the Deadpool and Wolverine movie and stuff. So I really want to watch that. I'm also excited for sometime in September. I hope to go see the premiere showing for a Dan to Dan, because that's looking like it's shaping up to be super spectacular and stuff. Speaking of upcoming things, while we've been away over this last month, Orb of the Movements of the Earth got a release window and a trailer for it. It's coming out in October, so it's going to be part of the stacked fall lineup. And the trailer for it looks beautiful as expected, with it coming from Studio Madhouse, which we saw what they did last year, adapting Frieren anime or whatever. So I hope that they, it looks like hopefully they're going to give that same love, care, and attention to Orb as they did to Frieren. But yeah, so I'm gonna stop there. I've been going for about an hour. It's about 11 o'clock here, so it's time for me to wrap this up. But yeah, as always, thank you so much for watching and or listening. As always, you can find me everywhere at Dad Needs to Talk for all your conversations of fatherhood and family, manga, anime, TV shows, movies, and video games. So make sure, if you enjoy what I do, subscribe to the YouTube channel, Follow me on the respective platforms and stuff. And as I always say, treat yourself to something nice. Read some manga, watch some anime, TV shows, and movies because there's plenty of them. Play some video games because there's plenty of them. And of course, live your best life. And with that, I am out. Y'all have an awesome day and or week. And I will catch y'all on the next one. Y'all be easy. Peace.